everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I am your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. And today, guys, we got to look at every single freaking trade deadline rumor that is going across MLB right now. I thought this was going to be a quieter trade deadline. I thought wrong. Before we get into it, though, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on everything trade-related. And today, Jays is the code for Monkey Knife Fight. Use it. You'll get some sweet deals and discounts. All right. We would be a just written off podcast completely, I think, if we didn't initially touch on the biggest news that's been coming out recently in the MLB trade deadline world, which is obviously the king now of the home run derby, Juan Soto, likely to get shipped off in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth between the Washington Nationals front office and Juan Soto on trying to get a deal done. Now, the Washington Nationals, they're going to make one final offer. It may have already come out when this video has come out, but they're going to make one more offer. And if he does not accept, then he will be traded before the trade deadline. And there's a lot of big players. I mean, you got the typical big players. You got the Dodgers interested. You got the Yankees interested. But there's another team that might be a nice, sneaky fit. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think, honestly, a little bit of a dark horse here is the St. Louis Cardinals. They really feel, to me, to be a squad that could sneak in there, like, late second and just, like, swoop him up. I think a lot of people are looking at those Yankees and those Dodgers and those Mets, and like these front offices, they go out, they make a lot of moves. We know that. But Cardinals haven't been sitting quietly either, right? They went out and acquired Arenado. 100%. They're not afraid to go out and make some moves either.
Years ago, 100%.
Totally. And a lot of the guys on this list that we're going to talk about as far as deadline rumors go, their name just keeps getting thrown around. And it feels like the Cardinals, to me, are a squad where they are just like one or two pieces away from making that next jump up. We always seem to write them off here preseason, and then they always come out and kick ass regular season.
100%.
And Juan Soto on that squad would be absolutely phenomenal, dude.
Yes, it would.
Yo, question though, what do you think the offer is going to be to him? The juicy thing that Washington's got to make.
See, I know we're going to discuss this in another video, but I'll bring it up again. It's going to be literally someone's entire farm system plus regular MLB players, like guys who are on squads that actually have potential to be big league players. I mean, if we're looking at the Yankees, like you could see Gleyber Torres going back over, right? 100%.
Yeah.
Like guys that like who could be stars, gone, and literally plus like 1, 2, 3, 4 of their top prospects.
And what's the number that Washington needs to offer him to make him stay?
Probably up. It's got to be close to $500 million.
500 mil?
Because they're a crap team, and you got to pay to be on a crap team. So
I do tend to agree with that, man. Now, one kind of like interesting just tidbit of information here with this Juan Soto news, guys, is that Patrick Corbin's name keeps getting thrown around now. Now, Patrick Corbin, incredible pitcher for about 3 years, and then just absolutely abysmal, and just the worst thing that you want to see for a franchise, because they paid him like that 3-year pitcher that he was, $20 million per year for several years, and now he's just been god-awful. He's got $59 million left on his contract for the 5.5 ERA and just a bunch of losses that he gives up. There has been rumors where Corbin could be involved in the Soto deal, so you take on all the money of Patrick Corbin, we give you Juan Soto, you give us less prospects. You think that could be something that goes down?
Well, absolutely. I mean, not every team is going to go, okay, look, we want Juan Soto, but I'm really not willing to give up my entire future of my team for one dude. And, like, let's be honest, guys, yes, Juan Soto is generational, but 1 in 9 times this guy's going to be at the plate. And, yes, he's going to be quite the impact. But, like, if you're looking at someone like the LA Dodgers and the New York Yankees, like, okay, we're already the top team in baseball in hitting, so, you know, I'm not going to give up my whole future.
And I think actually the LA Dodgers and the New York Yankees is a great comparison there, because they just do not give a flying fuck when it comes to money. So literally, they can acquire Patrick Corbin and just never play him, and it will mean nothing to them.
Exactly. They could literally cut him. They'll just pay off his contract. Okay, take your $60 million, go.
And just like, goodbye, like, enjoy retirement. So that's that's the Juan Soto stuff going on. We also have a video really breaking down one of the other favorites for Juan Soto, the Toronto Blue Jays, so make sure to check that out. What else we got? Trade rumor, MLB trade deadline.
Yeah, this guy's name has been tossed around for the last couple of years. It's Luis Castillo, and recently we've had reports on Twitter from some big analysts saying that, yes, Luis Castillo has been talked about being shipped over to the Dodgers. We're just talking about them. They need a little bit of help in their pitching, which is crazy to say because they have Buehler, they have Gonsolin, who are incredible, Kershaw, they're all stars.
I'll be honest, I don't think that they need help in their pitching. I just think that, like, if they can acquire it, they'll take
They
it.
need help because they're so used to being perfect. They're not perfect this year.
Right.
They got
only
a hole.
like second in ERA
Oh,
or something.
no.
Yeah.
They got a little hole, and you're going to fill it with Luis Castillo, who's literally been lights up this year. His ERA has been dropping down to a 2.77, so they're interested. And also, Padres, Giants could be potential landing places, too, in that NL West, so don't count them out either.
And absolutely do not sleep on the New York Mets either. Something that I have right now is that the New York Mets are basically in on every single big pitcher on the board. Now, they're 6th in ERA, and they still don't have Jacob deGrom yet, but that's not going to stop them from going out and acquiring another impact arm. Frankie Montas, Luis Castillo, Tyler Mahle. I expect one of these guys is going to be a New York Met in about 20 days' time.
Yeah, and a note on Montas. He's now back from his injury. He's going to get the start on this Thursday, guys. So he's back. There was some worry or concern about him not being shipped off, but he'll probably make a couple starts and then probably be shipped off.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Montas and Luis Castillo, like, they are right neck and neck as far as like the best pitcher on the board. So if Dodgers take one of them, I could very easily see the Mets acquiring the other one too.
100%.
Speaking of just pitchers and the availability of them, Noah Syndergaard is a guy that is not in the same tier as Luis Castillo or Frankie Montas. Definitely don't want to be saying that. But if you acquire him, you get a good, serviceable guy. I know the Toronto Blue Jays, for instance, we have a gaping hole in our 5th spot right now. So anything would be better than the current situation that we're in.
100%.
Noah Syndergaard has a 4 ERA, and he could be totally serviceable for a game or two.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, let's not forget that pre-injury to Noah Syndergaard, this guy had a 3.31 ERA and was talked about as being one of the best dominant pitchers, young arms, in the game. So, like, him, 4 ERA, like, he's only getting better as the season's going on. So you could see quality Noah Syndergaard in the second half of the season.
I agree, dude, and apparently so too. Who do I have here? The Cardinals and the Braves. They're the Cardinals again, poking their head into things. They have already inquired about Noah Syndergaard, so if the Blue Jays want to go make a move for him, which I actually think would be a great guy
move.
for us to acquire,
I think
Noah
so
Syndergaard, a tier at least better than freaking Yusei Kikuchi or anyone else that we're going to trot out there. So if we're going to go do that, then we have to move quickly because the Cardinals and the Braves, they are already talking internally and have apparently gotten on the phone with the LA Angels to acquire him. Another pitcher, Jose Quintana. He is absolutely going to get shipped, though. That is somebody
this is a pirate that will go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as far as Pittsburgh Pirates go, you can ship Quintana. I do not believe it's going to hurt you in the future. And if he turns out to be great, then, that just sucks. But he's at a 3.99 ERA so far this season. Another one of those guys in that Noah Syndergaard tier where it's like, okay, this is not going to be the ace that's going to win you freaking rounds in the playoffs or anything like that. You're not going to trot him out in game 1 when you make it there. But he could help you in the regular season, just getting through, be in depth, and giving you the occasional quality start.
Now, the one thing I want to note before you go on and say the teams is that his ERA has been rising ever since his name was being brought up way earlier this season. So, if I'm a team, I might want to be a little bit more cautious or maybe pay a little bit less. The price is starting to go down, so they better ship
believe
soon.
That the price was ever going to be super high to begin with either.
Well, definitely not higher now than it was before.
It's 3.99 ERA is what he has right now. So again, very similar to Syndergaard, just whatever you can play. I would still prefer him than a Yusei Kikuchi and maybe some of the other guys we tried out there. And so would the White Sox, the Twins, and the Cardinals. Once again, those Cardinals coming out.
They're going to get someone.
They have already been on the phone with Jose Quintana to acquire him. Like Adam was saying, it's not going to cost the farm or anything. You could trade away your freaking 13th ranked prospect, and I think that would be just fine for Jose Quintana. So nice sneaky little move there, but be wary because he's not elite or anything. anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, going over a little bit to the Central, the AL Central, Andrew Benintendi. We've made videos on him before, but his name is still out there. He's an all-star, and now his name has been attached to a lot of teams, including the Toronto Blue Jays as well.
Yeah.
But I know that there's other teams that are being interested in him as well.
Yeah, specifically the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
They kind of created their own problem for themselves, right? Whenever they made that move to go get Joey Gallo, that was a mistake, guys. That was a mistake. I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, I see the ceiling. I see the upside. If he does hit the ceiling of like, holy shit, 55 home runs in Yankee Stadium, that'd be amazing. But I also see there are a lot of holes in his game. And it did seem to be that he hit the floor of what he was capable of doing.
He smacked it hard.
He really did smack the floor fucking hard, man. Yeah, literally, man. So he is like riding the bench right now, and they're looking for any way to trade him away and then also bring in Andrew Benintendi. Now, from my understanding, from what I was looking at, these would be two separate deals. I think, honestly, the Royals do not want to acquire Joey Gallo.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't see why you would want to take on Joey Gallo unless you're giving me additional stuff, and I'm certainly not trading Andrew Benintendi for him.
Yeah.
But the Yankees are looking at Andrew Benintendi to come in and basically be that role, maybe fill in for Aaron Hicks every now and again and do that stuff, just be a better player. I mean, the kid's hitting 317 right now, and in the same process, in that kind of one fell swoop, release Joey Gallo, put him somewhere else, create a different problem for another team.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And now I want to go over to look at the Cubs right now, because we all remember the Cubs trade deadline last year. It was impressive. Shipping off Rizzo, shipping off Baez, and shipping off Chris Bryant.
But they left just a few little guys.
Few little breadcrumbs. And two guys notable as Contreras and Ian Happ.
Yeah.
Now, Ian Happ's name is starting to surface a little bit right now. We all knew about Contreras. All-star, amazing catcher. Honestly, I know that Trevino's an all-star catcher for the Yankees, but that would be a nice fit for a team looking to just get better hitting.
At the end of the day, he is definitely a tier up. Like, Contreras is a very, very quality player.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then you got another outfielder in Ian Happ who has this year and then one more year of arbitration control, and he's a switch hitter with a slugging of 443 and a batting average of 274. He's an outfielder, of course, so this guy could really fill in on the Yankees, the Blue Jays, teams that need some outfield, and especially the Blue Jays, because having a switch hitter off the bench is pretty darn nice.
I mean, I like Ian Happ, too. I don't think that he's going to blow anyone away, but I think that he's a quality player. Maybe not quite as good as Andrew Benintendi this year, but still, you acquire him, you're going to be happy trotting him out on the field every day. He can play every single time, be in that lineup. He's not going to get 35 or 40 home runs, but he will be a solid guy to acquire and somebody who will not cost the entire farm and can switch hit, which is just also beautiful. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any more?
Yeah, I have one more, and this isn't really a trade, per se. I mean, it could be, but it's actually a signing. Somebody who I completely forgot about is Michael Conforto.
Right?
Yeah.
Where is this man?
So I actually didn't realize this. The reason that he wasn't getting signed was because it came out later that he had a shoulder injury that caused him to have season-ending injury.
Right.
However, Scott Boras came out and said, he was like, wait, this is not season-ending. He could come back at the end of the season. But a lot of teams were like, we don't want to do that because we have to give up our draft pick. Draft's over now. There's no more pick that you need to give up. So Michael Conforto, he doesn't have any bargaining at this point. He's freaking dead. You could just pick this guy up for super duper cheap, and apparently that's what a lot of teams are inquiring about right now. Now that the draft is done, they're like, hey, we could get this guy come in late. It's like a September call-up of Michael Conforto, who's fucking elite at baseball, and it's like, boom, there it is.
Hey, if he's healthy, and he hits from the left side, too, and I'll keep saying it till the day I die, the Blue Jays keep loving these lefties, especially in the outfield, so let's see if maybe that could be an option for the Blue Jays.
I think, honestly, this would be a very sneaky thing, where it's just like, wow, we just got this quality player out of nowhere for a 1-year super-duper cheap contract, and here he is, let's play.
If he's vaccinated, because I know that there was rumors before that he wasn't vaccinated.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was all smoke or just because we couldn't figure out why he wasn't getting signed. But something definitely to look for. If it's not the Blue Jays, another team will absolutely be signing Malcolm Conforto in the coming days.
And is that everything?
That's everything, bro. Those are all the freaking trade rumors.
All right, guys, let us know in the comments down below, who do you want to see traded, and what do you think is going to be the biggest blockbuster deal of the trade deadline? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yes, please hit the like and subscribe button as well, and $3 a month become a Patreon member. Shout out and thank you to every single one of our current Patreon members. You guys are freaking awesome.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!